Hey guys, welcome or welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Katie and I am the owner and artist behind Salvaged by K. Scott. I've been laying pretty low since the world stopped turning a few months ago, quietly creating at home, but really occupying most of my time with my two sons, homeschooling and trying to keep them active and entertained while we're stuck at home. But over the past few weeks, I've noticed a huge surge in new subscribers. Thank you. So I figured it was probably about time that I get my face back in front of the camera and get back to work. Just in case you didn't know, my first job, my most important job, is stay-at-home mom. I love this furniture painting business because I can do it around my family's schedule, but the last few weeks have definitely been, I'm not even sure what I want to call them, interesting and different. My boys are 7 and 10 in second grade and fifth grade, so we have been trying to work our way through online schooling and the rest of this jazz. This is the piece I'm going to be painting in this video. I picked it up for free last weekend off of Facebook Marketplace, and it's not the greatest quality piece of furniture, but hey, cheap furniture deserves a second chance too, right? So this guy is kind of like an IKEA style piece of furniture. It's put it together yourself, completely made of particle board, and doesn't even really have a wood veneer over top. It's sort of just a thin sticker that looks like wood. So I wanted to go ahead and make this over and give you guys some of my tips and tricks on how to deal with this style of furniture. So the top of this dresser had some bubbling from some previous water damage. Unfortunately, I don't know a great way to go about repairing that, so I had my husband cut a new piece of MDF and stick it right on top. And once he had that new top installed for me, it was time to clean and prime. Cleaning your furniture before you paint is so important. I like to use TSP. You just dissolve a little bit of the powdered mixture in some warm water, and you can wipe away any grease or grime that might be hiding on your piece. I removed the knobs that came with this dresser. I'll set them aside and I'm sure I'll use them on another project. Now I'm taking some 220 grit sandpaper on a sanding block and just giving a really light scuff sanding to this piece, something to give my primer to stick to. I'm going to be priming this whole piece with some bin primer. I want to seal up that raw MDF and also create a consistent base for me to paint on. This stuff is sticky and stinky, so I always like to work with it outside whenever I can. I line my tray with aluminum foil so that I don't have to mess with any kind of cleanup at the end. I applied 2 coats of this primer with a 4-inch microfiber roller. I always leave a list of the products that I use down in the description box below, so don't worry if you think you missed something. I let my primer dry overnight, and then I came back the next morning again with that 220 grit sandpaper and just sanded it smooth. That removed any of the texture left behind by the roller and gave me a really nice base to paint on. I was so excited to be able to use mud paint for the first time. It's a really thick clay-based paint made in the USA. They were generous enough to send me a sample to give it a try, and I love this color. It's called Vintage Coral, and I'm going to be brushing on this piece. I wanted to spray, but my garage is otherwise occupied with a laundry room reno at the moment, so I used my Zebra Palm Pro to apply my paint. It was super hot while I was painting outside yesterday, so I grabbed a mister bottle and decided to spray a little bit of water onto the paint, hoping that it would help me brush it a little bit better. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it here, but the water actually caused the pigments in the paint to separate a little bit. I had to brush back over the top of this piece a few times to get all of the colors mixed back in and get a consistent look across the top. I've never worked with mud paint before, so I'm not sure if this is a specific issue with this color or if it's just the way the paint works. This zebra brush is really great at creating crisp, straight lines. This is what it looks like after the first coat of mud paint. Really great coverage. I ended up doing 2 coats just to fill in some bare spots. Once my second coat was dry, again with the 220 grit sandpaper just to smooth everything out and eliminate some of my brush strokes. To seal my new paint job, I'm using some Wise Owl furniture salve in the scent Tobacco Flower and an old stiffened up zebra round brush. This is a mixture of wax and hemp oil that smells absolutely divine. It's really easy to work with. Basically, you just brush it into the paint, let it sit for a few minutes, and then you can go back with a clean lint-free rag and wipe off any excess. Buffing in this salve really deepens the color, makes it look nice and rich, and alleviates any of the chalky texture left behind by the clay-based paint. After I had this all buffed in, I added some new knobs from Amazon, and I'm so in love with the finished product. I am so obsessed with this pretty peach color. It is such a fun pop, especially now that the weather is finally starting to warm up here in Southern Ontario. If you love furniture flips as much as I love furniture flips, make sure that you tap that subscribe button before you leave. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.